This morning I went up to the reservoir by myself. It was 9 in the morning on a Saturday morning. It was my one day off and I didn't have to get up so early, but I thought I'd get some perspective and, be one with everything and be enlightened by lunchtime. So I just sat there. It was sort of cold and gray and the fog was blowing too, and I listened to the birds and I tried to just watch the fog and not think about how agitated my mind was getting. Anyways, after lunchtime, I walked the trail going to Muir Woods. I walked for an hour, or maybe an hour and a half. I'm not really sure how long actually, even though I was constantly checking my watch, like I was late for something. But anyways, I stopped to rest by the banks of Redwood Creek. I stared down at the water. There were lots of things in there. I saw water mosquitoes, little fish with spots on them, pretty stones that shone in the sun. And I learned some pretty cool things, like that water mosquitoes make love doggy style, and then they start fighting. They get on their hind legs and wrap their front legs around each other and start to wrestle on top of the water. I saw this fish that stayed in one place for about half an hour, and I wondered what it was waiting there for. And I saw this kind of a bug with a cocoon made of tiny stones, with only its head and legs poking out, crawling over a rock in the creek. And then my vision expanded, and I saw lots of cocoons, all slowly moving. It was really amazing. They kind of reminded me of hermit crabs. I took one out of the water, and I held it up in the air. It started to crawl out of its cocoon, looking for something to grab onto, but I wouldn't give it that pleasure. And then I started feeling kind of mean, like I was playing God or something, and I didn't really like that, but a little part of me did. Then I took out my snack, some bread with margarine on it, and an apple from the snack area, and I started eating my bread. Then I wondered if the fish that was there, the one who'd been there half an hour, would eat my snack if I threw some in. So I started chucking tiny little pieces of bread at this poor spotty little fish. And then I realized maybe I was wrong. You're not really supposed to put bread in creeks. It's not really native to the habitat. And anyways, fish shouldn't really eat bread. It's not really part of their diet. It's like I was trying to alter the fish's original nature. Then I picked up another cocoon, and the little bug crawled completely out. It looked like some kind of larva. I dropped it back in the water, and it wriggled around down there, while the greasy margarine from my fingers oozed downstream, creating oily reflections in the creek. And I was feeling that much worse. I shouldn't even be eating margarine, let alone contaminating creeks with it. So I tried to make things better by putting the bug back in its cocoon. Well, it crawled back in there, but then it wouldn't move anymore. So I took it back out, and then I put it back in again, but it didn't make any difference. And I sat there knowing that I disrupted nature by putting toxic margarine in creeks and killing tiny defenseless bugs. Not to mention adding bits of Daniel's home-baked bread to a riparian habitat. Well, I couldn't help thinking that I was a really bad Buddhist. I'd originally just come out to observe and, be one with everything. But then I started tinkering. It's so hard to just sit there. It's like there's something missing. So I kind of try to extract it from the world around me. It's kind of a weird philosophy, but anyway, that's my spiel. And now that I've expounded and harmed a few sentient beings, I'm not really sure what to do with myself. Maybe crawl into my cocoon for a while, practice staring at creeks and walls until I get really good at it. But meanwhile I'm having trouble just finding an end to this song. Maybe somebody could help me by ringing a mindfulness bell or something. Okay, that didn't really work, so I'll just stop playing.